Hello Leo! Yuletide greetings to those of us that are in the Northern Hemisphere. This reading is going to be themed around the Winter Solstice, and it's going to be using the energy of the Great Conjunction now that we've stepped into the age of Aquarius. This reading is going to be focusing on reflecting on the past year, how it's going to be closing and the chapters we should close along with it, and what we should carry with us into the new year, and what we should leave behind in the dark. This reading is general for the sign of Leo as a whole, so it may not fully resonate with everyone it reaches. Take the messages that feel like they're meant for you, or check another placement if you think that will resonate better. Also, if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, the themes of this reading should still apply to you, even if it seems a little bit unseasonal. Okay. First, we're going to be looking at your past. Okay. These are the past events that have led you up until this point, Leo. Everything this year, maybe something this year has perpetuated to you that have led you to where you stand now. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. We have the Tower in reverse. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This has been a really tough year. I feel like you've been hit very hard by the global events that are occurring. I feel like it's caused a lot of grief and setback in your life, which it's done that for all of us, basically. But I think it's definitely like disrupted many avenues of your way of life. And it's just definitely kept you from a lot of things. Like, obviously, a lot of things have been canceled. A lot of things have closed. Some of them have closed permanently. Like, it's kept you from a lot of good things happening this year. And it just, everything feels like nothing is on your side. And you've had some kind of foundational shakeup this year that has led you to feel very alienated, very just unstable and not feeling very good about where you stand now. But that being said, it's saying that it's like a foundational shakeup, it's not as bad as this, basically. So you're realizing that, something has made you realize that you're just not really happy with where you're at. But it's also making you realize how to stop that while you can, because it's helping you realize that you're dodging a bullet, basically. Now that you've realized it, you're not letting it fester into this terrible situation. You're going to be able to do something about it when you're able to, because of all this that's keeping you from doing it. You had the realization of something that is really holding you back in life, but it's good that it happened now, and you'll be able to move on from it when we're all able to move on from everything happening right now. You know what I mean? Okay. Now let's look at the present. Okay, these are events and actions that are going to happen where you are right now. It's going to be everything that's closing this year out, these next less than 2 weeks, basically. This is what's going to be affecting you right now, and the events and actions you're going to experience or should be taking. So we have the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. Okay. So you're really going to be taking this time during the end of this month, this year, to think about, what you want to work on, what you want to grow. Not necessarily where you want to be, but what you want to start and see where it gets you. And when you brainstorm that, you're going to find something, maybe even a couple of things that are going to, show real progress, real growth. Like you're going to start working on it, and you're going to have that feeling of, okay, I think I'm on the right track. Like I think I'm doing something. And you're going to be very contemplative because of it. You're going to be walking away from whatever situations or even emotions that have been holding you back. You're going to be able to not necessarily work through them, like you're not going to be, working through them overnight and you're just going to end this year completely better, if that makes sense. But you're going to be at a point where you can walk away from these things, because this may have kept you paralyzed from taking action to doing anything. It's something that you need to walk away from, but emotionally you can't. But you're going to reach a point now that you have this growth and this progress. I think with this too, it's not necessarily just thinking about what you want to start doing and what you're going to start doing, but also what has grown in the meantime in this year, whether that's a job, while you have a relationship falling apart, or your career is falling apart, you have a new relationship that you've been cultivating, that kind of a thing. Having that to boost you is going to help you in moving forward, and moving forward for yourself specifically. Okay, now let's see the past. Oh, the future. I have said the past a couple of times when shuffling for the future. It's definitely weighing very heavy on all of us right now. Okay, so these cards are going to be what you're really ending the year with, and what you're coming into the new year with you. Yeah, it's just the note that you're ending it on, and the note that you're starting, and just that short period of time within the new year where you start to really see how it's going to develop. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. We have the Sun in reverse. And we have Strength in reverse. Okay. Oh, these are all Leo cards, actually. I have a feeling that the very end of this year, or an event that takes place at the very, very, very beginning of this year, is going to really shake up your self-worth. You're just now starting to get back on your feet and feel like, you're capable of something, and it's really going to cut you down like lightning. It's gonna hurt a lot. It may not be a big event, but it's definitely going to feel like it to you, and it's definitely going to hurt you. And your ego, kind of. I feel like it's going to hurt your ego for sure. And I don't like saying that bad situations are a test for people. No one should have to go through a bad situation. But there are times where a bad situation does help us grow where we wouldn't have otherwise. And that's not to say that we need those bad situations to do it. It's just sometimes they can kickstart something. And I think that's the case of what's going to happen here. You're going to have something that really cuts you down, but you're going to realize that it's not the end of the world. Ooh, one moment. Sorry about that, had an interruption. Alright, now we're going to get 3 last cards for you. Okay, so the first card we're going to pull is the lesson you should be learning from your past moving forward. And you have the Empress in reverse. Seeing this, I think, is just going to be a reminder that you need to take more time to nurture yourself in order to make other things work. Especially in the wake of this, too, this thing that's going to be in your near future. Think about the lack of care and empathy that you've had for yourself and how it makes it so much harder to come back from these types of situations. And I know it's hard to change that mindset, but changing it is really going to help bring you back from this and from how bad these kinds of situations affect you. All right, and then the next card is the action that you should take during this present time. Judgment in reverse. If there's something that you know you should be doing, or like intuitively you feel like is an action you should be taking and you're ignoring it, I think that's going to have some repercussions. And if that is a situation that's happened in the past, maybe that's how you ended up here. You should reflect on those events. You should reflect on what will come of that while you move ahead. Because that might be what leads you to this point. And if that's the case, reflect on that and reflect on how to do better. Because even if this isn't avoidable, if this is unavoidable, you can still move on from it and take this lesson with you. And then final card is what you're going to be carrying forward into the new year. And you have the 9 of Swords, I'm sorry to say. It's going to be really, this year's going to be very tough. You're going to be very anxious. You're going to be very, you're going to be very worried about your standing in life. You're just going to have a lot of fear and anxiety that's going to be holding you back this year. And it's something that you're going to have to work through in order to get to the point where you can make this grow into something lasting. And yeah, that's the end of the reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. I hope that you join me for another reading in the future. And I wish you a lot of luck, Leo. This new year looks like it's going to start off on a very scary, upsetting note. And I know it's going to feel like something you can't come back from, but I have faith that you are going to be able to pull through it. And yeah, I'm sending you a lot of love and light, especially on this very dark night. Take care.